Our next guests are actually two people, and it's Adventures in Music is the name of the company, and they're located right on Spring Hill Drive, and I forget the number. So what's that address again, Rich?
12503 Spring Hill Drive.
Okay, and that's in the Lincoln Center building, correct?
Yeah, the Lincoln Center Plaza, actually,
Yes.
which is kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a New York thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very much so.
exactly. And here you are, of course, Lincoln Center, and you're in the entertainment business. So I think that actually you're in the lessons because you give lessons, correct?
Yes, correct. We give
Okay.
music lessons.
Okay, and then I think, George, you are probably one of the many instructors that are involved with the
That's
business.
correct.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yeah. So did you, when you grew up, what was your favorite? Were you like rock and roll? Were you 50s? Because I know you played lots of instruments.
Yeah, my oldest brother pretty much brought the Beatles records and the guitar into the household, and that was it for me.
That was it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people were raised on Elvis. This is before your time, Rich, just so you know that.
I get it.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're on the radio, so people don't realize that Rich is
25.
25.
Just a child.
Just a child. So he probably doesn't even know who Elvis is. But, so you were even into Elvis and, that whole genre, or you did like Rolling Stone and Beatles and things
Yeah,
like that.
pretty much everything. And then my parents always had music on in the house. My father was really big on the swing bands,
Uh-huh.
and my mother, all the singers.
Right.
So
So you were raised in a musical home.
yeah, very much so. I had 4 brothers, and everybody played music, played instruments.
Very exciting. And so Rich you are the manager of the practice of the business, excuse me?
I manage, I schedule, I community liaison, I do all the grunt work.
Mhm.
But we get through it.
I know.
It makes it good.
I think it's wonderful because you have such a diversified group of people.
Yes, very much
And
so.
diversified not only in their talents, but in the music that they are instructing and play, but also in age.
We have Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian teaches, he's got his master's in violin. He teaches violin, viola, and cello. We have Mr. John, who teaches voice. He's a professional choir singer. We have Miss Joni, who's been teaching piano for over 40 years. She has 2 bachelor's degrees. We have Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob's been teaching for over 52 years. He teaches violin, guitar, piano, I'm sure more.
How exciting.
very much
we
so.
did their ribbon cutting, was it just a week ago? About a week,
Oh,
week
yeah.
and a half ago.
Mhm.
There was probably 40 people there.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah,
Big
it was-
turnout.
They had a
Yeah.
great turnout.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting for a new business. You've been in business for how long?
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. And you're right on Spring Hill Drive.
Mhm.
And then if somebody would like to call you or email you or go on your website.
Sure. So the phone number is 352-293-3770. The website is adventuresinmusic.net. If you want to email us, it's info@adventuresinmusic.net. Yeah,
And phone number is 352-293-3770.
correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So music lessons, would you like to just share as far as, like I'm a new person, I've never played the piano.
Sure.
Let's kind of go with the beginners and then, of course, people who are advanced.
Sure. So, one of the first questions I always ask people is how long have you been playing? Is this a brand new beginner, or are you more advanced? How old is the student? Are you interested in this instrument? Because I have a lot of kids who come in and they're like, I don't really know what I want to do. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, but I think the guitar, and then they end up on piano because, they tried it and then it wasn't going to go anywhere. And then they tried the piano and they're like, wow, this is an easier, linear, universal sort of thing. And so then they go in that direction for a little while and then they get back on the guitar and they're like,
I get it.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get what I'm doing now. Okay. So,
Right. Because I don't believe, and again, this is peripheral, but I don't believe that music is something that is a singular, meaning that I play the piano. And I know that, George, you can relate to this because you obviously play and
Right.
also teach so many different instruments, correct?
Right.
So it really is, I think it's really about knowing and loving and learning about music. And then what instrument, if you choose to, would you like to learn? And then you can, George, how many instruments do you play?
I'll answer that by the students that I currently teach: ukulele, banjo, piano, guitar, bass guitar, drums, violin, and cello. I think that's
That's a
certainly
lot.
a good
But you have
mandolin.
such a passion for music,
Yes.
correct? And that's why you're so diversified in the instruments that you play. Very, very exciting. So if a person's looking to, I would say, at least explore lessons or maybe continue lessons, they should just contact you at 352-293-3770.
Correct. Yep.
And then is it a lesson? Is it a succession of lessons, or how does that all come about? Is it one lesson that you pay for, or do you do something as far as,
We offer a free trial lesson, and this comes in handy for someone who, once again, not quite sure what they want to play. So in that one free trial lesson, we start them off with what they think they want to play, and then I'm pushing different instruments into their hands for that first half hour. And they enjoy that a lot, then they can get a better idea of what it's going to be to play violin or piano or drums. And they get a chance to play them all in that first lesson.
That would be somebody who's experimenting, doesn't
Right.
I want to learn and some people learn by ear and others learn by learning how to read music.
Right.
What's your opinion on that?
I believe that everybody should learn to read music, but it's like any other thing, like learning to read or speak French.
Right.
It's going to take a little while, so that shouldn't get in the way of enjoying music. And I do believe that besides the technical skill of reading, should always be coupled or enhanced with ear training. Being able to listen to music, enjoy music, whether or not you're able to read it at first, it shouldn't get in the way of you enjoying it and listening to it.
So I don't know this for a fact, but I would think that a person's success, because there's many very successful musicians, talent, who
Right.
don't know how to read music, and you know that is probably more than I do.
Absolutely.
And they're, it's something that they're kind of proud of. It's like I dropped out of high school when, a freshman, and here I am, a very successful business person. So they, in spite of themselves, or in spite of the path that traditional people go down, they've been successful, as far as in a different way. With that being said, I think that one of the challenges is that if you learn by ear, it's very challenging to go back and learn to read music, where vice versa, if you learn the basis of learning how to read music, it's easier to adapt into, I would say, listening to music.
Right. I equate that with the Beatles. They didn't read music. They became very successful. Then they started taking lessons and learning to read music.
Right.
So I think it should be taught, but not really emphasized as much. But that's my opinion as a teacher. I get a lot more people playing their instruments and continuing to enjoy listening to music while I'm slowly feeding them the notes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I think every student is different, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
So, Rich, before we wrap this up, I just wanted to come back to you. And again, if somebody's looking to, I know I forgot to mention, you do sell instruments also, right?
Yeah, it's not our main focus, but we do.
Mhm.
We do have supplies that keeps people playing.
Mhm.
So we have lots of people who are in these local bands who swing on by just to pick up some strings because they're like, I need last minute strings, and we supply that.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely help out the music community as a whole. And then for students who are looking to purchase or upgrade instruments, we have catalogs that we supply them with and say, this is the thing that's going to be a step up for you, and we just go from there.
So, as a 25-year-old entrepreneur,
Yeah.
is this your first business?
No, not my first.
It's not your first?
Nope. It's
So you're a true entrepreneur.
I try.
Keep coming back?
I keep coming back to. Yeah, I have the bug. It's bad.
Uh-huh.
It's.
I think it's great.
I have a lot of fun with it. It's a little stressful. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I love it. So, I did dance photography, and I also I did podcast videos and radio videos and all
So
sorts of
you've always been into communication.
yeah,
And,
communication,
yes,
humanities, yeah.
in different levels.
hmm
Well, very exciting, and I'm very happy that you joined the chamber. I know that you were very embraced when you first came on board. All the staff just loved you as far as just
Oh.
meeting you and kind of helping you as far as where should you be, what
Right.
places should you be at, as
Right.
far as in attendance and branding and marketing the business, and of course your ribbon cutting. So we very
Yeah.
much appreciate that.
Oh, I appreciate you guys very much. I could not, we couldn't do this without the support of the community, and you're a huge help, and all of the chamber is a huge help. And Adventures in Music isn't the only thing Mr. George is doing either. He also has his Shadow Ridge band that he's doing as well.
I know Shadow Ridge has been around for
Many years.
many.
I've been with them for 6 years, I believe. And we play just about every weekend at the local restaurants and so forth. And I really enjoy the Shadow Ridge band, playing with what are now very, very dear friends, Dennis Harmon on guitar, John Wislow on drums, and Robert Shore on bass. And that's what makes us the Shadow Ridge band.
Very exciting, and it is true. It's when you get together with people and you become a band or the band, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not only playing music, but you have a strong bond and a strong relationship, which is very cool.
Yeah, we enjoy each other's company very, very much.
Mm-hmm. And that's a tough business. I mean, you're working until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, or you're working on Saturday afternoons, whatever it may be. So
That's
when
right.
other people are down and relaxing, their downtime, you guys are entertaining, which is a lot to be said. So we appreciate that. Thank you very much. Rich, did you want to just share again contact information so everybody knows how to reach out and speak with you?
Sure. You can call us at 352-293-3770. You can visit our website at adventuresinmusic.net, and you can also email us at info@adventuresinmusic.net.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. We really appreciate you joining us today. We appreciate your support and all that you do for the community. JR, we go back to you.
All right, Pat, thank you. Tune again next week for another edition of The Business Edge with the Greater Hernando County Chamber of Commerce, a service of Encompass Health Rehabilitation Hospital, State Road 50 near Mariner.